Alright, this is my melee knife build explained. We're going to go over perks first. I think any melee build, you want to pump up your strength all the way, max it out, endurance, max it out. These are important in melee builds. Big leagues, since we're using a knife, we want big leagues maxed out. We want our armor maxed out, armor 4. I always play, without companions, so Lone Wanderer 3. This is a sneak build, so at least sneak 4. Sneak 5 is optional. And of course, if you're doing a sneak build, you want ninja for the melee sneak attacks. Do 10 times the normal damage. 10, that's crazy strong. Also, Chemist 1, you need, I'm playing in survival mode, so you need that for refreshing beverages. You need that for antibiotics to make that stuff. Need that. Also good for this build is Rooted 2. Solar powered, so you're more tanky during the day. Those are the main perks. I think moving target's pretty good too. Let me go back a little. Yeah, 50 plus 50 damage resistance and energy resistance while sprinting. That's pretty good. Alright, so also the other perks, magazine perks, covert operations. You are more difficult to detect while sneaking. I only have 8 of these. I can get 2 more of these. I'm already super sneaky. I don't even need the last 2, but I'm going to pick them up anyway. Pack Alpha. This is a perk you get from Nuka World at the main story. This is a great perk for any melee build. Your damage resistance is greatly increased, and you deal more damage while unarmed or using melee weapons. Crazy good perk. Yes, this is a magazine perk for any knife build. You want to get this. Very easy to get right after you get to Nuka World. Bladed Bravado, 25% combat knife and switchblade damage. Also, any melee build should get motivationally moneyless, which is a strength and endurance based on how many caps you have. Alright, I think that's good for the perks. Let's go into the armor. In the armor, I'm using the Ballistic Weave mods, which you have to do, I think, maybe 4 or 5 railroad quests to get this. But as you can see, 110. And I'm using that on the clothing and the hat. And as for regular armor, I went out and bought Black Ops chest piece, which is +1 strength and endurance. The Black Ops shin guard, which is 10% movement speed. Destroyer's left arm, which is reduces damage while blocking or sprinting by 15%. That you can all get at Bunker Hill, right? Which is here. So if you can get here, you can get that gear. If you can get here and buy it, you can have that gear. And the other piece is the Destroyer's leg, which you can buy at Good Neighbor. Also, you want the Shadowed mod, which improves stealth in dark areas. You don't want to go beyond that. You want to be stealthy at night or in dark areas. And the muffled on the legs, but you need armor or 2 for that, which is reduces detection while moving. And the, where's the arm? Weighted, I went with the weighted. which unarmed and melee attacks ignore some of the target's armor. Now you need armor 4 for that. Basically, I go from just regular leather armor at the beginning of the game, shadow it out, you know, put muffled on it, and then until I get the combat armor, and then that's where I stay armor-wise, because, you know, like the armor from Far Harbor, what is it, the marine armor, it doesn't have the shadowed stuff on it, so you're better off with this stuff. Okay, for the weapons. Okay, it's a knife build, so from the start of the game, I just use a regular combat knife, and you can, a lot of times, I'd say probably about 70% of the time, you can find this knife right here on this boat, right outside of Sanctuary. It'll spawn right there, and if it's not there, then 100% of the time, there's a house right outside of Concord that you can find it right there. You can get there without any fighting whatsoever. So start the game with just a basic combat knife, and then from this combat knife I go to the Pikmin's Blade, which has the legendary effect, bleed damage, 25 points. It's great, legendary. This is a great weapon. You can get it pretty early, probably in your teens, level-wise. Just need to, you know, do the Pikmin's Gallery. And then from that weapon, we go to the Throat Slicer. And to get that, you just got to get to Nuka World and then just buy it in the market. And as you can see, it more than doubles the damage of the Pikmin's Blade. 237 to 553. This is the best knife in the game, I think. It's fast speed. It hits crazy hard. I'm not even buffed up. No chems, no nothing. It's already doing 553 damage. Now, say you were doing like a challenge mode where you're not using legendary weapons. The regular Disciples Blade weapons do the same amount, the 553. So there's the Cutlass mod and the Serrated Blade upgrade, both 553. So even if you were doing like a no legendary challenge mode, you're still gonna hit crazy hard. Because you got to remember, if you're doing a sneak attack, that's times 10 this number. So you're gonna one-shot pretty much everything in the game, even with a non-legendary weapon. Alright, so that is... Oh, and the chems and the heal. Let's just talk about that real quick. The heal that I use when the shit hits the fan, refreshing beverage, very tanky heal, and the chems that I use mostly are buff tats, which is a strength, endurance, HP buff, and psycho buff. Again, strength, endurance, damage. That is the build, basically. And it is a lot of fun.
What the?
Damn, we're hot!